This hoopla is hilarious. Loads and loads of Pokemon trainers are pissed with Pokemon because recently Niantic decided to make changes with the avatar design. The changes to the characters are hilariously ugly. I mean, look at this abomination. This guy looks super confident. Ace Ventura, Pokemon Detective. I swear this person looks like a cross-dress. Don't worry guys, we got the Powerpuff Girls at home. We got Buffsome, Buff Bulls, and Butter Buff. There was one funny stealth patch that Niantic did when you can show your crotch if you're wearing a skirt at one part of the game. Yeah, that part is patched immediately, which is hilarious. By far, the funniest avatar change was the camel toe. Wow, this is gonna get demonetized, isn't it?
No, I can't make my Pokemon Go avatar have big tits, a slutty waist, and a big ass.
Yes. Unironically, yes.
No, the game is freaking ruined. Uninstall, uninstall.
Yes, please uninstall the game.
You guys sound crazy.
It's much crazier that people are still playing this game. Yeah, I'm still surprised people are still playing Pokemon Go in the current year. I thought that's only a 2016 thing. But hey, if I have fun, it doesn't matter, right? Unfortunately, that's not a concept that most people understand. I'm sorry, this article is peak narcissism.
Why I make myself in every video game character creator.
Because you're a narcissist? I read the article. The writer just wants to explore himself with the characters he created and see how he would react in situations presented by his character. Good for you, writer, but you don't have to be literally yourself to do that. I played tons of games with character creators, and I rarely opted to create myself into that role. I always made someone else, male or female. That said, when the game asks me to make decisions, I always based it on my own personal judgments rather than my own characters. So some aspects of me are still projected into them, but at the end of the day, it's still about having fun. Another guy asked the same question. He will never understand why dudes create female characters in RPGs, because female characters look attractive. There are even games that I mod to have playable female characters rather than males. It's fun. That's all there is, dude. There are more hooplas that are unrelated, but still super fun to discuss in this video. But before we get to all those, this video is brought to you by all these wonderful sponsors. You're all fantastic. If you want to see your names among these legends, then check out the links down below. Just $1, and you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much. And now, let's get to the next hoopla. This one involves families and children. There is a single mother that goes viral after she shows how she manages to fit her children in a 2-bedroom house. I see nothing wrong with this. I grew up just like this too. I have 2 siblings, and at what point in our lives, not only that we must share bedrooms, but we even must also share beds. For those who can't afford a more suitable house, this is perfectly normal, but not to this detractor.
Unpopular opinion, stop reproducing if you cannot give your children the absolute best. Having your own room as a child is the bar minimum.
Well, it's more complicated than that. I agree that you shouldn't have children if you're not prepared for it, but it doesn't have to be the absolute best. Personally, I'll just say stop reproducing in general because the world is already screwed to begin with, and most people are not prepared to have a kid. Unfortunately, the mating process feels too good for us humans. It's all a matter of letting them know about birth controls. Moving on from families that can't afford bedrooms, we got a complete idiot who doesn't know basic astronomy. Close enough, but we're not talking about him now. We're talking to someone much dumber. This person didn't learn their astronomy.
They are going to lead us to a war because they think they own a country they hate.
Who are they?
This is my flag, and it doesn't have any stars.
I think this person is referring to the Israel flag because it has the Star of David, but this is the Argentinian flag, which has a sun. The sun, in case you missed your science class, is quite literally a star. It's not the biggest star in the universe, but it is the biggest object in our solar system. So whatever your point you had last time, it was severely undermined by your lack of knowledge on stars. I just find that kind of funny. Yeah, it's a shame that most people don't know their stars and suns, but what they do know are horrible workplace cultures. And what better company that shows this marvelous example than Activision freaking Blizzard? Activision Blizzard hits new low. They decided to make certain characters have lighter skin than they had in the games. Wait, what? That's not a new low. That's not even a low. Blizzard has stooped into so much worse in the past couple of years. Their mistreatment of employees is not their new low, but apparently their racism is, or at least perceived racism. This person then hides all sorts of comments and called them racist, weirdos, and whitewashing defenders. I looked at all these hidden comments to see if there are any racist or whitewashing defenders on them, but I don't see any. A lot of them are legitimate critiques. Some are perfectly reasonable explanations to why it happened. Some are just blatant insults. And some of them just told the OP to chill out. In the grand scheme of Activision Blizzard doing awful things, believe me when I say that this is among some of their least offensive. Moving on from Activision Blizzard hitting new low with their racism, we got idiots hitting new lows with their disrespectful attitudes. Can tourists just act normally in their lives? We have a couple of tourists roaming around Japan and acting disrespectfully. The craziest thing that I did in Japanese subways was sleeping my ass off. That's just a typical day of the Japanese salaryman.
Man, Japan is boring with their train rules compared to America. As long as they are not hurting anyone else, let the tourists act American in the Japanese system.
They do hurt everyone else. These countries have customs and etiquette that you all must follow. I don't know why this isn't obvious to you all.
Are people not allowed to have any fun with their friends when touring one of the most popular tourist destinations on the planet?
You can have fun and follow the rules, you moron.
I'm sure if somebody approached them on the train wanting to get through, they would happily let them.
That has literally nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I bet you'd rather have a bunch of skins raping your women and children instead of some white dudes having fun while on vacation.
No, we'd rather not, you bigot. What does that have to do with anything? Let's move on from tourists doing awful stuff and go to tourists calling out awful stuff. These people just pretend to be tourists when they're just as degenerate as the thing they're calling out. Here's another isekai anime for you guys, reincarnated into a 10-year-old. This person is horny towards the 10-year-old anime character. Being horny to a 10-year-old anime character, what could possibly go wrong?
Bro, is that not just a straight-up child?
This is in response to a person just going horny at the Shota, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a fictional character, not a real kid, so you can be as horny to the character as you like, even if people call you all sorts of names. Oh, while you're calling out others for lusting over fictional children, maybe you yourself should not lust over fictional children, like Sunny and Basil from Omori. Okay, technically teenagers, but still. This happens almost every week at this point. Your likes are public. We can easily catch your ass in 4K.
This is 4K! How did they get you in 4K?
Don't worry guys, even if you like adults, you are still gonna be called child predators. This isn't even limited to fictional adults. I mean, you can bend fictional adults however you like. No, I'm talking about real adults. If you like real adults, that means you're a child predator. Somehow. People are getting predator accusations by simply liking an adult.
If you think Jenna Ortega is hot, you're weird as hell and pedophilic. She looks 12.
Yeah, I don't care if this is just your subjective point of view. You don't just throw wild accusations like that and get away with it. Community notes certainly think otherwise. Jenna Ortega is 21 at the time of writing, and if you think she looks 12, I think you've been watching too many Wednesday.
Community notes were not needed at all. When did I ever deny her age?
When you said that she looks 12, you imbecile. And yes, community notes were needed for this because you just accused people of being child predators for finding adults hot. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that people are just going to sit by and do nothing while you accuse them of being child predators? Thankfully, most of these accusations come from internet nobodies whose best contribution on the net is to piss people off, but they are not to be underestimated in mass numbers. And that's all for the video today. If you like this video, you can go ahead and click the like button and subscribe for more. Don't forget to check out my ABB Show channel, link down below. Go subscribe as always. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.